American Environmental Review is a national platform where nature and technology meet, where protecting and preserving our precious resources takes center stage, where the spotlight seeks out and shines on the environmental innovators. This editorial series, featured on public television, takes an inside look at the outdoors, explores how the decisions we make today impact each of our tomorrows. KMW Systems was handpicked as a featured guest because of its commitment to the environment in which we live.
Hello, I'm Morley Safer. Our need for power increases as our population grows, and there's more concern about the use of fossil fuels. This story shows us how a huge reserve of natural energy can be tapped.
Rising gas prices, global warming, and a growing interest for decreased dependence on foreign oil have fueled the quest for clean, sustainable energy alternatives. And that search has led to a surprising source: biomass, derived from the solid waste stream.
Biomass is basically renewable organic material, and generally is things like wood chips, sawdust, agricultural residues, things like straw, things like peat, and even things like urban residues can be considered to be biomass.
When energy from the sun comes to the earth, it is stored in plants and trees during the photosynthesis process, and subsequently when biomass is burned, it releases the same amount of energy, either as heat or electricity.
While the combustion of biomass produces some carbon dioxide, many environmental experts consider this renewable source of energy to be practically CO2 neutral. And it has been accepted into the Kyoto Protocol, the international treaty that sets standards to address global warming.
When you burn a tree, it does release CO2, but when you grow a new tree, it absorbs that CO2 from the atmosphere again. So there's no net CO2 released into the atmosphere. And in fact, by harvesting trees and using them for energy, we're not causing any further damage, because trees decomposing in a forest will release CO2 on their own. And in fact, they will also release methane, which is far worse than CO2.
In addition, since biomass is much cleaner fuel than fossil fuels, you will not generate sulfur oxides or nitrogen oxides, and not having them in the atmosphere, we will be able to avoid acid rain.
And biomass systems are being used to solve another problem. Taylor Lumber was producing large quantities of wood byproducts, but rather than paying to get rid of it, the company turned the waste into fuel. It installed a combustion system developed by engineers at KMW to produce power and steam.
We use this biomass to burn, and we use it to produce our electricity for our plant. We're 100% efficient as far as producing our own electricity goes. We sell the excess electricity to the utility, and we use the steam from our boiler plant for our dry kilns to be able to dry our lumber, which maybe gives us that competitive edge now that the consumers are looking for.
Biomass energy systems tend to have very positive impacts for the community. They are generally local systems. They're based on local energy. A community that uses biomass energy systems doesn't have to import their energy, and therefore they have more money for the community, which usually translates into more jobs for the community.
Combustion of biomass is a sustainable process, and it is also the process that does not contribute to emissions of greenhouse gases. That is why the biomass should be considered as one of the potential energies for the future.
As new solutions are formed to help resolve environmental issues, they may also enhance the notion that one man's trash truly can be another man's treasure.
Thanks for tuning in today. Join us again as we continue to explore how people and technology can work together to better protect our planet.
KMW has been a real, I'd say, boost for our company. They had the technology to be able to put something in place for us that was able to utilize our biomass utilize the biomass that's going to be good for our company in the long run by being able to use a waste product to the benefit of our company in the way of steam and electricity.
This offers another level of value. The nearest other generating station is hundreds of miles away, and getting the power from there to here loses about 10% in losses. This plant avoids all those losses. It provides the utility with 10% for free.
This project is one good example of using our technology to turn wood waste into useful energy. Naturally, there are many other applications for our technology, such as the agriculture industry, greenhouses, virtually anywhere biomass is available and renewable energy is desired.
John F. Kennedy once said, "The supreme reality of our time is the vulnerability of our planet." It is a timeless statement. World population, consumption, and technology push forward, often more quickly than natural resources can support, or, with consequences, more costly than we can afford. The need for a unified effort to nurture, renew, and protect the planet has never been more compelling. Therefore, once again, American Environmental Review extends a special thanks to the companies and organizations that have risen to meet today's environmental challenges. This has been a presentation of WJMK.